right. So, the Lake House descended into a Federal Bureau of Control research facility and unraveled the mysteries lurking within. I'm feeling like this is gonna be. If I'm spoiling things, I'm gonna throw out a Control spoiler. AWE DLC for Control. They blatantly teased Alan Wake 2. Like, in no unclear terms. And I'm thinking, like, we already know Control 2 was in pre-production. So I'm thinking they're gonna do the similar thing where it's gonna kind of tilt it back, which is kind of cool. All right, the Lake House.
This isn't the Bureau's first time in Bright Falls. 1970, 76, 8. Last one was in 2010. It's not exactly clockwork, but this town sees way more altered world events than most. We knew it was just a matter of time before the lake acted up again. After the AWE in 2010, the FBC's research department set up a facility, the Lake House, to study the threshold in Cauldron Lake, find better ways to contain the entity inside. Your tax dollars at work. When we detected a spike in paranatural activity at Cauldron Lake, before I even knew you were on this case, Saga, the Lake House was my first stop. I was short-handed, hoped they could spare some help, maybe give us some intel on the situation. If I had any clue what was waiting for us in there, Saga, I'd have just kept on driving. This is Agent Kiran Estevez responding to an AWE alert in the vicinity. I need to speak with the Marmons. So much for the welcome wagon. You all set up the perimeter. We're on the Threshold's doorstep, so keep your eyes peeled.
Yes, ma'am.
I had to wait for the title drop. I didn't know that was coming, but I was like, there's your thumbnail right there. All right, just have pistol, normal loadout. Speak to Dr. Marmont and Dr. Marmont.
Agent Kiran Estevez requesting entry.
Well,
I don't have time for this. This shouldn't take long, okay? You see anything? Radio me.
this shouldn't take long. 20-minute adventure, in and out.
The Lake House was run by the research department. Research and investigations don't really see eye to eye. What they call science, I call a violation of Bureau protocol and human decency. Classic interdepartmental drama. Your FBI saga, you know how it goes. Now, in retrospect, my low opinion of the research department may have clouded my judgment.
So just to give a little bit of context, this is after you meet Estevez as Saga. So that's why he's narrating to Saga, basically, explaining what happened. Because when you find Estevez, she's pretty severely injured inside the Bright Falls Police Department. again, both DLCs are kind of interwoven into the story. So if you were to like, if you bought like the deluxe edition of Alan Wake 2 at this point, you could play the game and then have these just as little asides.
Hello? Agent Kiran Estevez, Investigations Department. No one wants to check the individual carrying a firearm into a restricted government facility? No?
Hello, and welcome to another exciting day here at the Lake House. As I'm sure you know, I am Dr. Jules Marmont, and this is my wife.
Dr. Diana Marmont.
She seems enthused.
Together, we are the heads of research at this facility. We want to thank you all for helping us break new ground in our study of Cauldron Lake.
That's right, Jules. But don't let our exciting work in threshold regulation and dimensional coupling keep you from observing the proper safety protocols.
You said it, Diana. We run a tight ship here at the Lake House. So, always remember the 3 S's. Safety, security, and censorship.
It's a C. It's a C.
Why, yeah, that is the joke, Diana.
Well, it's a stupid fuck.
Wonderful joke, Jules. We'll see you down there.
Yeah, that seems healthy.
They just dubbed over her. Wonderful. Yeah. So buried underneath all the weird shit, Control does have that kind of sense of humor to it. You find, I'm not gonna spoil anything, but you find very similar like tapes and broadcasts. So yeah, that does happen, and yes, play Control. There you go. There's my sponsored Remedy segment. Lake House Daily. Good news. HQ's still dark. Pie was good. More pie for the rest of us. We have coffee. Deerfest this week. The bad news. HQ's still dark. Nut allergy bad. No Ama beer. It's good. Tried it. The artist is legible. Someone stole the whiteboard marker. All vacation time canceled. Hi, Sumi. Don't touch. I can't interact with it. Sumi, have you ever heard about a game called Control? It's a great one. It's a great game. You should try it. Ramnus Daily Stand-Up. No doodling. Almost looks like a number on there. Just got home from work. Well, hopefully you can take some time to relax now that it's done.
It's locked.
Of course it's locked. There's an elevator in the central part of the room, but I'm doing that last. Please, urgent reminder, lake safety protocols. Please remember that the following recreational activities are forbidden in the waters of Cauldron Lake. These restrictions apply to both civilians and FBC employees. Fishing, redacted. Swimming, boating, applies to canoes, kayaks, motorized boats, etc. Using the water for redacted purposes. Water skiing, redacted in the water. Paddle birding? Boarding? These activities can result in redacted in an estimated redacted of % of cases. If you're unclear about any of the restrictions listed above, please speak with redacted. Just left their frosted donut and paper balls in a perfect arrangement. Not weird. Also, is that a cat? That is a cat. I need to get closer. Wait, is this... Can I do photo mode? Can. Can't zoom in much. Oh, there we go. Had to check. No using the water for redacted purposes. Video art sample for research purposes only. Bureau of Control. Pencil sharpener. Bag of crackers. Very flat looking keyboard. A CRT monitor. Safety, security, safety, censorship. 3 S's. Look, listen, think. A safe workplace is everyone's responsibility. All right, I'm getting worried already. Another random thing arranged in a circle. Lovely. Almost looks like a clock with the fork like that. How about you? Desk looks packed up. From Ava Romani, FBC personnel. Status update regarding the oldest house. To all staff, on-site observation teams report that the oldest house is still under active lockdown. Status of Director Trench, management team, and all other personnel inside the oldest house, and at the time of the lockdown initialization remains unknown. Observation teams have detected fluctuations in the redacted field originating from the oldest house as of redacted, increasing in strength as it loops through a specific pattern every redacted hours. These readings are currently being analyzed by research staff in the Boston office. Any personnel with information pertaining to this signal should contact them immediately. Sincerely, Eva Romani, Supervisory Agent. I'm not going to comment too much on exactly what happened in the oldest house, so as not to spoil the events of Control. Took the last cup of coffee. Brew a fresh pot. Angry underlined scribbles.
That's handy.
Map. Automated typing device chamber.
An experiment. That bodes well.
Yeah, there's circles on everything. Fuels.
Dr. Marmon's not here. Nobody is? I'll have to check downstairs.
Has a bust of himself. To my new fellow head, the lake house. Love, Diana. So maybe they don't completely hate each other. Barrows University. On the recommendation of the faculty and by the virtue of authority vested in them by the trustees of Barrows University conferred on Francois Marmont. The degree of direct Doctor of Applied Science and is...
I'll be working on the lower levels.
Thank you for interrupting me.
I need to head down.
Shut up. Doctor of Applied Science is entitled all the rights and privileges pertaining thereto. William Devereaux. Chairman of the Board of Trustees. Paul Jensen, Dean of Barrows University. What's this one? In grateful recognition of his outstanding contribution to the Bureau's scientific endeavors, Casper Darling. That is a name in Control that you will see often. All right. from Darling to Jules. Senior leadership of the Federal Bureau of Control is determined to appoint Dr. Jules Marmont as head of research at the facility at Cauldron Lake. Appointment will be shared with Diana Marmont, effective upon the facility's completion on July 18th. Zachariah Trench, Bureau Director. Casper Darling, Bureau Head of Research. Okay. I couldn't see the rain immediately, but it's there. Yeah. Experiment in progress. I want to read the notes first. Placement keycard request form. Please fill out the fields before delivering the form of security. A new keycard will be issued once your request is processed. Acquired clearance, the highest one. I forget what it's called. Reason for replacement. My old card went missing. Indicate here if your card was stolen. How would I know if it's stolen or lost? Why do you not put microchips inside and follow them if you are so concerned with this? I'm the head of research and I expect a new card on my desk by the end of the workday. Subject P. Research profile. For extensive testing, the subject has been confirmed to possess an intrinsic paranatural ability and it manifests exclusively during the art of painting. Expedition 33, what? The painting feature scenes or events that have that he would have no knowledge of, and even sometimes painting an event before it occurs. This effect has been proven multiple times and has an estimated 40 to 100% chance success rate. Note the lack of precision in this range is due to the team's inability to prove that a painting's content will not be realized at some point in the eventual future. Kind of have a point there. What else we got? Do the computer last. Science fact of the day. Though most famous for acting, Hedy Lamarr also invented in her free time. She patented a frequency-hopping device for torpedo guidance systems at the age of 38. That is a science fact.
Changing passwords, huh?
Update to computer password reset policy. Effective September 13th, all computer passwords must be reset daily to address security concerns. That is aggressive and terrible. We are aware that this may be an inconvenient change and lead to a difficulty remembering your password. We recommend using a permanent set of digits as the beginning of your password, followed by the numbers that change daily. Try using significant personal dates, which is not something you should ever do, coordinates, etc. Wait, significant birth... Why does it say significant personal dates, coordinates? Do not use birthdays, the current date, phone numbers, etc. Somebody's going to absolutely do that. Please also remember that for the time being, passwords are not to exceed 6 digits. Thank you for your compliance. Well. Let's go have a look. They like I've seen some dates here. Not here. No date on that one. No date on that one. July 18th. Was this 2020? Oh, 07, 18, 20.
Come on.
No. Or is it 18? 7, 20.
Nope.
I tried to use the other date. I tried to use the European date format just in case. 4/18/2020. Nope. Computer.
That's not right.
It's 2023 now. Effective September 13th. You know what? Screw it. We'll just try 9/14/23. Do not use the current date. Do not use birthdays. Do not use phone numbers. So I'm going to say the 38 would be part of this. I might have to be the one to do it. I can make it happen. Did I try? Nope. 18. There we go. We did it. We unlocked a door. A single door. Was it this door? Oh, Jesus. Didn't mean to hit it with such force. Remind you to put in 100% effort today. More cat pictures.
This should come in handy.
Security clearance 01. Damn it, Proven. Yeah, he was the one who started it all. See, here. It is a cute cat, I must say. It's my fault. What the hell? I disagree. Okay. Well, now we can use the elevator. Let's just do them in order.
As soon as I got in that elevator, my bad news detector started going nuts. Estevez to team, something's going on in the lake house. I want all nearby agents to
Yeah.
Agent Estevez, what's your status?
Breach detected on Sublevel 5. Staff should seek shelter immediately.
We have a situation in the lake house. All agents converge on the facility now.
I love it. I'm in.
Obey that order.
I'm sold.
Oh, shit.
This is going to be a good time.
A threshold event had hit the lake house. Now, it was the Marmont's problem. Our mission was outside. What the fuck was that?
Yeah. Paintings. Let's door's green, but I feel like this is bait. Gonna pop something out of me? Eh. Shelter area this way. More reading. And paintings. Yeah, they kind of are. Threshold
I need to get back to the
linking
elevator.
experiment progress reports. The work to create a stable link between our reality and that of Redacted continues. Progress is good, with all teams reporting high confidence that a successful connection will soon be possible. Recent efforts in utilizing the paintings produced by Subject P to adjust reality in such a way that achieves our goals were unsuccessful. However, this result allowed us to discard that avenue of research and focus solely on a much more viable one. Our new hypothesis states that the threshold's energies, and thus the reality-altering effect, are drawn to pieces of art that contain a significant level of emotion. In quotes, emotion. This is supported by a clear trend in the data that we have gathered over the years, and if we can identify and quantify the emotion of an art piece, our work will speed up considerably. Is this what we get for pushing P? I was thinking it. I just didn't say it. Work has already proceeded, with an immediate focus on developing devices capable of measuring the level of emotion in any given piece of art. For now, our research will continue to focus solely on the art produced by Subject P. While no pieces of his have yielded successful results outside of their assistance in discovering the redacted pages, his proven status as a para-utilitarian makes it his work most suitable research material. Refer to file F2 153821 for the full report. So much reading. Water. Research order. As the Lake House continues to make progress toward its goal, various avenues of research are being pursued. Recently, one such avenue has yielded unexpected results. The research into nursery rhymes, so that's a reference to the base game, directed by Dr. and Dr. Mamon, led by Dr. Campbell, is an art form has shown the viability in its ability to connect with the Cauldron Lake threshold. As a result, the nursery rhyme findings will now be carried forward by co-heads of research and incorporated into ongoing research across the Lake House, effective immediately. Research teams will be briefed on how to utilize the effective elements of nursery rhymes into their own work. Now, Dr. Campbell and his team are being reassigned. They will continue to develop their work on nursery rhymes outside the Lake House. Any exposure risks related to performing confidential work outside the facility's premises have been acknowledged and accepted by co-heads of research. Signed, the Marmonts. Shelter. Max occupancy, 6 people. I'll pick that up in a sec. What you got? Some blammo. Standard FBC shelter, though. I'll,
Dr. Darling.
Yep. As I say, the man himself. Seeing if any of these numbers are irrelevant. Can't interact with anything, though. All right. Back to paintings on every wall and slithery sounds happening in the background. Also, the fact the game just gave us ammo. Yeah. A flashbang? You shouldn't have. Power core storage.
That is not a regulation FBC weapon.
Pick up power core. Align power core receiving socket. Insert power core.
Jules' keycard could be useful.
Went missing last night. Huge shame. On a totally unrelated note, I now have a level 3 clearance card in my office plus a lot of Blackrock. Been grinding the Blackrock down to a powder and stashing around in case any gets confiscated. Next steps. Weapon tests using Blackrock powder. If successful, maybe send schematics to offsite teams. Could lead to a transfer out of this shithole. Need to think of more applications for Blackrock now that I have some. There's some researcher at the OH who had tons of ideas like this. Wish I could remember their name. Oldest house, sorry. OH's oldest house. Experiment site on Sublevel 5. Let's check this power core out.
Okay. Priority 1, get the lights on. Standing around in the dark near Cauldron Lake, you're not smart?
Can I put this back down?
The way I saw it, there was only one way out. Identify the source of the event and contain or eliminate it. Now, good news, I just had to keep going down. Bad news, the elevator liked to disappear.
Yeah. Squishy noises. All I can do is huck this power core over here, so... I'm guessing a reveal on the other side of this.
At least
The
elevator
Epic
back.
Games overlay. I had to do this every time I played Alan Wake 2 last year. I had to go in and specifically flip on Do Not Disturb so it didn't pop achievement notifications. I don't even know what the configuration is. Yeah, it's so many slithery sounds. Windows game bar. Yeah, same kind of deal. Just as annoying. Missing Blackrock. Significant amount of Blackrock missing from sublevel 5. Expect there's a misunderstanding and someone is taken to another floor by mistake. If you did this, respond to this message, we'll fix the problem. Blackrock is a precious material. We only have so much of it now that the oldest house being closed. Do not release any of those pages. Tell Diana and those fools on Project Arbutus that we misplaced them. An unfortunate filing accident. Tell them we are confident the pages will resurface in 2 to 3 weeks. We are too busy making progress to look for them right now. Be sure you say we're making progress, just as I wrote it above. I think he wants them to know that they're making progress. General reminder that nut allergies are a serious health issue, and making light of them is not an appropriate workplace behavior for anyone of seniority level. Of any seniority level. Bringing nuts to the office is a health risk and should be avoided for everyone's safety. Pie Day! Hello, to celebrate the arrival of fall, I have brought a variety of seasonal pies from that local diner you all seem to love so much. The members of Project Remnus could come and enjoy them in the lobby near my office. All other staff should visit the other Dr. Marmon's office to see if she brought pie. Also, despite the ridiculous dramatics of last year, I have purchased the delicious pecan-filled pies. Happy fall! Did it anyway. Mad lad. Hello, please remember to lock your computer before leaving your station or any amount of time. Changing your password daily does not improve our facility's security if you leave your computer open. Root of a love nut day. Oh, is that good? Wait, no.
First off, a huge thank you to everyone here. The Lake House has made amazing strides in researching the AWE here at Cauldron Lake. Great work, team. I wanted to come in person so I could check in on the latest work. I won't get in the way. It's not our view, so no reason to be scared. Did you hear that, Dr. Marmont? While I'm here, I want to focus on the relationship between the shadow and the AWE site below the lake. The theory that the shadow even originates from the dimension this threshold is tapping into is compelling. Eventually, I want to understand how this dimension manages to convert subjective elements like art into objective reality. What are the constraints of this phenomenon? Can it, say, create altered items or even objects of power simply by manifesting them via a piece of art? These are the things we need to know to accurately classify the shadow. I mean, that name is not very scientific. I mean, who came up with that? Shadow. So, any and all proposals are welcome. Anything testing art's effect on reality by using the shadow's energy is preferred. To find answers, we'll first need a lot of data. No wrong answers. And when I return to the oldest house, I'll take back anything we end up with to run against a classified project called Hedron to build a comparative data set. I wish I could tell you more. It's a very, very exciting non-physical forces impacting. No, sorry, I really can't. It is. You know what? Maybe some of you can come visit. We'll have to get you clearance, of course, but maybe that can. You know what? I don't want to take the entire day talking. So, the shadow represents a whole new area of research, and I couldn't be more excited to start digging in. It is a great new world, people.
The Lake House's research went way beyond studying Cauldron Lake's threshold. Playing with paranatural forces, it never goes well, Saga. This is exactly why we lock up people like Wake.
Everything seems fine. You need more Casper in control? I agree. And they were really holding the... So... I just wanted my flashlight on. There's probably a button to do it, but whatever. Game saved? You don't say. That's where I came in, right? Or no, the elevator moves, so it could be anywhere. Seek shelter.
If you can understand me, I am an agent.
I don't think it's time for talking. No, it is not. Are you just gonna be chasing me the whole time? Well, even the flashlight doesn't work. Well, the fact that it's just right here is kind of like, I guess I'll have to dodge. Boop.
This keycard won't get me in.
Shit.
Can't open it from the side.
Yeah.
What the fuck were those things?
Level 2.
Deep breaths. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Look, you never really get used to the shit you see in this job, but you can learn techniques to adjust, to function.
Sure you
Take
can.
6 deep breaths. Then get to work. Find the source, collapse the threshold.
Please hold. Please hold.
No, where am I?
Hold.
can understand me. I'm an agent of the Federal Bureau of Control. I can assist you if you take no hostile action against me or any action that can be perceived as hostile. Do you understand?
I don't think the murmur's on. Oh.
Well, I'll be damned. So what kind of entity are you? You can speak. That means you probably imprinted on a person or retained some of your former self's information.
So Estevez is dealing with this pretty well.
Maybe. Okay, I can work with that.
Boo. Spoopy. Hello, Band Slam. How are you?
I just had an unpleasant encounter with some other painted individuals. Any relation? What does that mean? Okay, hey, calm down. You need to cease all hostility right now. Now.
Don't think that's gonna work, Estevez.
Bad news? That thing is really pissed off. Good news. It didn't try to kill me.
Yet.
Baby steps. Angry living paintings are not typically on the Cauldron Lake bingo card. Something different was happening at the lake house, and I couldn't let it escape. Bright Falls didn't need this particular cherry on its already shitty sundae.
Sublevel 3.
Alright, what kind of fun do we have on this one? Page development, sublevel 3. Like, pages as in book pages? Like Wake? Or other variety?
Diana and Jules Marmont had once been a team. Rising stars in the Bureau, both talented in their own way. Diana innovated and Jules got funding from the bureaucrats. Cooperation led to respect. Connection. Then after a decade of hard work, the happy couple were promoted. Co-heads of research. Their first years at the lake house were good. Challenging, but not insurmountable. Not for them. Gradually, thoughts fell into their heads like drops of dark.
Oh, fuck.
Diana and Jules Marmont
I didn't mean to
had
do
once
that.
been a team.
I was curious if it, like,
Rising stars in
looking at
Bureau,
the,
both talented in their own way.
whiteboard was
Diana innovated
start,
and
or
Jules got funding
if it
from
was tied to the whiteboard or
bureaucrats.
not.
Cooperation led to respect. Connection. Then after a decade of hard work, the happy couple were promoted. Co-heads of research. Their first years at the lake house were good. Challenging, but not insurmountable. Not for them. Gradually, thoughts fell into their heads like drops of dark water. Why does she get all the credit? Why does he get any credit? With that, a crack formed in the lake house. The Marmonts and their work became arrogant, erratic. The crack widened and the water seeped in. Rudolph Lane stood back from the canvas. He didn't recognize the piece. Did he?
Rudolph
paint this?
Lane.
His mind was foggy, unfocused. He knew the Marmonts were putting something in his food. A man in a white coat came to steer Lane back to his cell. He did not resist. He was too tired. He lay on the bed. But But the stench in his cell wouldn't let him sleep. An acid stink. The turpentine. The paint. It was all over him. Years of it. 1,000 paintings. 1,000 more to come. A putrid weight he could never wash away. Cold hate simmered below the mist.
So I'm guessing the angry painting was Lane.
Hatred for the paint. Hatred for the brushes. For the Mormonts. For himself.
Words per sentence, 15. Max 15, minimum 1. Average 6.41. Style. Character-centric, Lane. Past tense, clipped phrasing. Higher adjective uses. Focus timeline. Story concept. Rudolph Lane. Paint. Odor. Marmonts. Hate/conflict. I didn't try a flashbang against the painted monster because the flashlight didn't seem to work in the first place, so didn't go for it. It's another. Oh, it's a dog this time. Hold on. Flashlight's not helping. Check out the pupper. With a ribbon. Best in show. MVA. Most valuable animal? I don't know. Organizational update. Moving forward, research at the lake house will be divided into 2 distinct projects. Project X 10032 AW, codename Arbutus, will focus on the studying the writing of Redacted. Who could it possibly be? Our prostitute told her my Valentine's allergic. Diana headed up that one. Project C 43210RL, codename Ramnus, will be focused on studying Redacted and his work, with Jules Marmont serving as project director. Staff will get notified regarding their project assignment and any required desk changes. Your patience is requested during this reorganization. This is a confidential facility matter and is not to be discussed with external agents or teams. If you have any questions, please contact me directly. Signed, Harry Kingston, Facility Administrator. Okay, so Diana and Jules both started working on their own projects. Diana working on the writings of Alan Wake. Jules working on the paintings of Rudolph Lane. That's what we know so far.
September 12, 2023. Notes regarding a page of an Alan Wake manuscript I found in the archives. I checked the records, and this page is not in our inventory. I believe it manifested inside the lake house directly. I won't be filing this page. It'll just send Jules into a panic. The page is written in Wake's usual style, so I can't say for certain if it's being literal or figurative when it calls us monsters. But what's interesting is that the page indicates that a painting succeeded in linking Cauldron Lake's threshold with our facility. Writing has always been the clearly superior avenue of research, but I never considered that the writing itself would dictate a different art form as the catalyst for our success. I cannot accept that. I can't allow Jules to stumble his way into success. Not after the years of work I put into this research. I got word yesterday that 2 writers are visiting Bright Falls. I will beat Jules to the finish line.
Ramnos volunteers must not be allergic to nuts. Report the department development 4-UF, otherwise known as nuts. D's for you. Exactly. Artists for analysis, not for admiration. Stay focused on your work. Any unaccompanied artist must be reported to security immediately. ATD Chief Technician. Refinement process. ATD output and calibration. The automated typing device, ATD, will produce writing mimicking that of Alan Wake. Did they just make an Alan Wake AI? In a way? No para-utilitarian with the goal of affecting reality with the same consistency as Mr. Wake's writing. To reach this level of authenticity, each page produced by the ATD must be evaluated and graded based on similarity to Wake's original style. Pages will be graded using the following criteria. Comprehensibility. It's the most basic criteria. Page must use language and develop stories in an understandable, organic way. 2. Style. Page must accurately mimic the typical style of Wake's writing, using pages in the Lake House possession as reference. Tone. Page must accurately mimic the typical tone of Wake's writing, using pages in the Lake... Oh, wait. I just read... No, it's very close. Typical style, typical tone. Okay. Typical content. Once pages are graded, they will be fed into an algorithm as preferred reference material, thus continuously refining the writing produced by the ATDs to make it produce near-identical stories to Alan Wake. Once that is achieved, we will provide instructions to the ATDs on what to write, effectively gaining control of Wake's ability to link with the Shadow's power. Congratulations, you are making an Alan Wake AI.
There was a crack in the lake house. The Marmonts had let the lake in, but the water could not flow. It became trapped, stagnant, went bad. The truth was controlled here. The art was not art, just content for the experiment.
And the story is like almost making fun of them for doing it. How do you make...
Crack in the lake house.
Diana, shut up.
Marmonts.
Come on. Anyway. How do you make a character so good you can make a MacGuffin whose job is to imitate the character so perfectly it's hard to tell but mildly perceptible to us? It's got a good mystery. Alright, now we can read this. Maybe. Initial findings reports. Regarding, Edward Franklin Booker. Born in New York. Currently resides in New York. Married to Tamitha Booker. No known children or dependents. No paracriminal affiliations found. Located in Bright Falls, Washington as of 9/10/23. Writer and director of 5 stage plays. Unsuccessful. Confirmed artist, designation, author, playwright. Background investigation performed in a very short amount of time per instruction. As a result, information contained in this report is not comprehensive and possibly erroneous. Paracriminal? Yeah, I was like, interesting. Tamitha Madison Booker. Resides in New York, born in Atlanta, Georgia, married to Edward Franklin Booker. No paracriminal affiliations found. Author of 3 commercially successful true crime books. First publication was a poetry collection. Unsuccessful. Confirmed artist, designation, author, poet. Okay, so the Bookers, I believe they're in the main story. I believe you meet them even. I got a rose on my back for rob the bank. Author, poet. How must you tease me with empty boxes, game?
Please don't let this be what I think it is.
As you know by now, typewriters and Cauldron Lake do not mix. And a room full of them all clacking away. 100% bad news.
Security clearance 2. So we're so robotic that it's creepy. They're just mass producing Alan Wake. Content of Wake manuscript. We have begun to find pages from manuscript very likely written by Alan Wake, para-utilitarian and suspect in past cases involving Cauldron Lake AWE. Though I do not like to bring myself or my biases into my work, I must do so here to address the matter being examined. As reference for any future readers, I am Dr. Diana Marmol, co-head of research at the Lake House facility. The page that we recently found summarizes my life with Jules Marmol, husband and co-researcher. It has turned us into characters for its story, making generalizations and assumptions that I must attempt to evaluate without emotion or prejudice. The accuracy of the writing is intriguing, and it reports our past in the Bureau, but also details inner thoughts that an outside recorder would have no way of knowing. Jules and I have indeed been having more and more interpersonal conflict this past year. This raises many questions. How does Wake, wherever he is writing this from, get this information? Or was the page itself determining these emotions and events? I cannot believe that the scope of Wake's ability goes so far as to have dictated my entire career at the FBC. And if it did, would it matter? Even if a person knew their life was being driven by an external force, would it change their nature, their behavior, their personality? My disagreements with Jules are not sudden shifts in personality, but rather a growing resentment. I firmly believe that though I have no evidence to prove it, which brings me to a new research query for our team. What methodology can one use to prove that their actions, their mind, their love, or animosity are theirs to control? It's interesting, like in terms of the control. Oops, I didn't do the tape recorder. In terms of like the control universe, like they know about Wake. Like he's not considered our particularly big deal, considering all the other shit that they have to deal with. So it's kind of almost like building him up to be even more.
March 7th, 2018. Notes regarding Dr. Emil Hartman, founder of the Cauldron Lake Lodge, where he manipulated artists in an attempt to control the power of the shadow. I've gone through his notes.
Good old Hartman.
Confiscated by the Bureau after his arrest in 2010. Overall, Hartman's work was sloppy. Complete disregard for proper scientific method. But he was bold enough to try something we haven't. Our procedural writing machines are promising, but we could understand the effects of Cauldron Lake's threshold much better by observing live artists in action. Thanks to Hartman, we even have a list of prospects. Next step is to send Dr. Darling a request to bring some into the Lake House for analysis.
That's security clearance 2. Yeah, I doubt there won't be anything in it. Other than the machine is just clacking away. Oh, good.
Shit. I can never say no to extra firepower.
Hell yeah.
Back where I started. Spatial recurrence usually observes the law of 3.
See, there's a spatial recurrence.
This contrived overlap bounded on itself, compressing, compounding, reflecting, and refracting. An urban legend and a murder in constant imbalance, cause and effect hopelessly flawed. The feedback loop doubled and redoubled, out of control. The pressure kept building, looking for release. This contrived overlap rebounded on itself, compressing.
Okay, no difference there.
Reflecting and refracting.
A flare? Well, when we walk back in there, I'm time to be ready for some shit. They gave me a lot of shotgun shells. Hey, it's the FBC man. I dodged, but okay. Sure, why not? Right in the butt.
Some staff down there had been corrupted. Shit just kept getting worse.
So I don't think this was open before. At least I don't remember it. Do not copy Wake manuscript pages. Well, a whole lot of nothing in here. That'll be a paint monster later. Well, there's our second lap.
Loop 3. Should be the last one.
I keep coming back to this page. The author's clearly awake. It's like he's warning us. But about what? I mean, what does it mean? This page scared Jules away from the work on Wake's writing. A coward can't stand risk. But science is risk. For me, this is proof that we are going in the right direction. I just need Rudolph Lane's paintings to lead to more pages so that hopefully one day we can understand. I keep coming back to this page. The author's clearly awake.
So at no point did it occur to you, hey, maybe we shouldn't be messing with this stuff. Just not even remotely a thought that entered your head. I know, that's just kind of a central theme of the FBC, but still. Doing it again. It's very shadowy out there. This is fine.
Locked. Maybe there's another way in.
It would be nice if we could turn the lights on. Yeah, I kind of figured. Alright. Yeah, the shadows are gonna turn me back. So before I touch that, let's check everything else. No, use keycard.
Controllable shifting phenomena.
Fun. Well, that seems to be a small problem. We're just giving them the old switcheroo. Now the power's on over there. That did help. Because now this switch works.
You again.
Angry man in the painting.
What happened to you? Did the people here do this to you? Alan Wake's writing is being studied here. Do you know anything about him?
Names don't matter. 1,000 more to come.
They say clear communication is the key to any relationship. You and I have some work to do there. You said marmots before. Do they do this? Where are they now? Tell me where they are. Christ.
Anyway.
He's fixated on the marmots. What did they do?
I'm sure they had nothing but happy times for Mr. Lane. I don't have And a white coat, Michael Jackson? Could be. Yeah, I didn't get an updated security clearance, though. So, did I miss something? Or... So we'll just kind of go back up.
Threshold is the connection between a foreign reality and our own. Now, they all have their own rules.
I got a
strange
shotgun,
as they are. The
so...
further down I went, the more chaotic this one got. Clearly, this was the Cauldron Lake threshold, but something was wrong. Well, more wrong than usual.
Yeah, good clarification. More wrong than usual.
Sublevel
Level-wide
2.
lockdown in effect. Please remain calm. Level-wide lockdown in effect. Please remain calm.
Oh, hey. You seem to be doing well. Lift the level-wide lockdown. So when I lift this lockdown, it means everything's just gonna go crazy and come after me. That's what I'm hearing. So we're gonna canvass the whole area for ammo. Can I open this?
Oh, there's the elevator. How do I get in? It won't open while the floor's on lockdown.
Yeah, I know. I knew it wouldn't.
We're shaded. Hope that glass is thick. I wonder what happened here.
Jules Marmont looked at the painting. He didn't understand it. Saw only random whirls of color. Drugging Lane made him more compliant, but his work had turned abstract. Jules needed more art his team could parse, could test, trial and error. These abstract explosions of color complicated the data. His grip tightened around the letter opener in his hand. The piece of art he needed was hidden inside Lane. If Jules could simply cut the painter open and pull the painting out of him, he would. The overhead lights flickered. Jules would make Lane cooperate. No more drugs. Less carrot, more stick. Jules had to go faster. He wouldn't lose to Diana. Nothing else mattered.
And to cut the painting out of him. Good. He might have done or tried to do just that. As of yesterday, our current situation, as of yesterday, the subject refuses to touch his supplies. He claims he will not paint anymore and wishes to leave. The subject's refusal has effectively halted all research. While the team can continue to run tests on the backlog of paintings, they estimate there is little new information to gain. The subject must continue to paint if work is to proceed. However, the team is concerned that convincing the subject with force or coercion may only entrench him further in his position. Action to be taken. Jules Marmont, co-head of research project leader, suggested that a high dose of redacted be introduced to the food to cure his redacted. Subject's attitude does not improve, then low doses of redacted will be introduced in order to improve his compliance. Subject condition report. Redacted. Rudolph Lane, subject P, has shown a decline in redacted over the past several months. Initially, this redacted is presented as an increase in resistance, frequently declining request for work. However, given time and pressure, subject would always relent. Subject's attitude toward art has also undergone a change recently. He is disinterested in his work, quickly becoming frustrated at sometimes even damaging or destroying the piece before it's completed. And in the past few months, his work has become much more abstract, no longer showing true-to-life subjects or landscapes, but rather conceptual art that is much harder to define or categorize. Whether this sudden interest in abstraction was a form of rebellion, a consequence of growing redacted, or a source of genuine artistic interest is unknown.
I can't paint anymore. I know you want me to paint, but I can't. I'm empty. Rudolph, now, you love to paint. And you are such a talent. This is just the classic artist slump. No. No, I hate it. It's just taking from me now. When can I leave? You said you'd let me leave. Ah, Rudolph, but you volunteered to come, remember? We are helping you, like Dr. Hartman did. Perhaps you need to see our doctor? I can arrange that. No. No, that's... I am feeling better. Much better. I will paint. Ah, this is wonderful to hear, Rudolph. I knew you would come back to your old self.
Does not want to see the doctor. Worker, wall removal and transport. Sublevel 2, lane cell. Work required. A section of the cell's southern wall needs to be removed. Transport to sublevel 5 for analysis. Urgency high. Tools required. It's not my job to know which tools you use to cut concrete walls. It is your job. Additional details. Important. The wall must be removed very carefully. Depending on the interior side of the wall must not be damaged. Art. Writing, painting, music, rhymes, sculpture. Art? Question mark? Dancing, movies, TV, theater, puppets, martial arts. What about Night Springs? Not art. Baking, knitting, speaking, rock stacking, bullshit charts like this. Deals, sewing, graffiti? 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 What about cooking? I have a whole what is art debate going on in the office. Yeah, we'll need that. Retrieval order. Acquisition team is hereby approved to acquire additional research subject for ongoing study related to Project Arbutus at the Lake House facility. Prioritize outcomes as ordered below. Both subjects brought to the Lake House for study. Tamitha Booker. Her work is more commercially successful, thus more likely to yield results based on proven cases. Edward Booker. Less successful than Tamitha, but theater is more widely recognized as art than true crime novels. Observe the subjects at a distance and only move to require if this opportunity arises. Under no circumstances can this operation draw the attention of local law enforcement. Signed, Dr. Diana Marmont, co-head of research. Abduct people, but don't let the cops know.
Finally, someone who isn't a painting.
Yeah, we definitely met them. Booker's writing. This first piece of content produced by the subject is severely disappointing. It's not remotely similar in content to the pages we provided as reference. Why is it so focused on my marriage? Why is Jules the protagonist? Why is it set in an actual lakeside cabin? What's happening at the end? What the hell is this in the sky? Did anyone brief Booker about the concepts he has to write about? Lake House, the Shadow? Needed to match Wake's style exactly. Not going to work, he has no clue what he's writing about. We need to get this sorted. We need progress now. Why isn't he taking this seriously? When I spoke to him, I thought he thought I was an actor. I want him to understand how serious we are, whatever it takes. Alright, assignment. Continue the story from page AW002. Match tone, style, and content of AW002 as closely as possible. Crack was an emotional one. A line right through their marriage, their foundation, the lake house. His thoughts more flooded Jules' mind as he stared out through the lakeside cottage's windows. The sun was setting on a stormy day. Rain-heavy clouds hung low, weighed down with a burden of purpose. Diana sat in her favorite deck chair, staring out across the lake's rippling surface. He watched the breeze catch her acorn hair. As if sensing his gaze, she turned her head. Jules looked away, flustered, then annoyed with himself for letting her affect him this way. He grabbed a bottle of red wine, poured himself a generous serving. And he kept pouring, his mind distracted by a thought. How did we get here? They'd been at the lab running experiment. Then they were here. Why? You remember thinking that a break from the lab would give them space to reconnect, to mend the crack. But he couldn't remember ever leaving. Wine was overflowing the rim of his cup, though he didn't even notice. He put down the bottle, scanning the lake. A faint shimmer hung in the air on the far side of the lake, like light hitting glass. Sort of thing you only notice if you were looking for it. He felt like he had seen something like this before. Where? Jules! Diana's cry snapped Jules back into the present. She was staring up the sky in panic. A deep shadow crept across the deck. Jules ran to the door, to his wife. All right.
Hey, hello. Who are you?
Sorry, got a flow going. Can we do this later?
No, we cannot. I'm Agent Kiran Estevez. I'm with the government, and I need your name.
I'm Ed Brooker, the playwright. And I'm hitting my stride here, so can you guys stop with all that banging and screaming? It's throwing me off.
Where do you think you are right now?
In an immersive writing workshop.
Well, bad news, it's not a writing workshop. Good news, it's not a writing workshop.
Right. It's a government facility studying the power of creativity. That makes way more sense.
Look around you. How is this a workshop?
You have to stay in character. I get that. I'm in the theater business too. And look, the sets, the costumes, all great in that, you know, campy, 70s sci-fi kind of way. But you could dial down the role-playing like 15-20%. Just some professional advice.
What are you even doing? What are you writing?
Well, after you all abducted me in the woods, I've been working on this manuscript you gave me because you need it for some experiment or something. I kind of forget the premise. But, you know, I've had this block lately, and filling in the gaps of this story has really loosened me up. Copying the style is a nice constraint, but I still have lots of room to play. It's a solid creative exercise.
Sir, whether you are aware of it or not, there is a situation here. I need you to stay in your cell until I can resolve the matter, okay?
Uh-huh, got it. Hey, no one's been around with food for a while. I could go for some dinner when you have a second. Oh, and can I get my phone back? I want to call my wife. I don't know how Tammy found you guys, but she killed it. 5 stars all around.
Yeah, I'll get right on that.
Totally, we'll get right on that.
Shadow monsters represent capitalism, which means the flashlight is the power of the artist. Sheer creativity tearing through the shadowy cloak of corporate cookie-cutter bullshit. Human metaphor. This is good stuff. The style's a little clipped. I can work with that. Short, to the point, visceral metaphors, dark imagery.
Well, I certainly don't want to lift the lockdown with him around. It's 0% effort today. Hey, man. I figured that was the reason. Figured that was the reason for that. Oh, he saved. Alright. Finally, a door that's not locked. Control center. I'll check that in. No goodies for me. Well, hello, card number 2.
A higher access card. Sorry, but I need this.
Just walking around now. I'll check that in just a moment.
How many paintings did they have this guy make?
From painting session on Redacted, RL3-42. Black circular shape among yellow lines. An uneven circle painted in dark black in the foreground, with jagged yellow/brown mustard lines behind it. Lines sometimes overlap with each other and bleed into the black circle. 1-169. Lone tree at night. Dark green tree. Pine standing in a dark landscape, presumably night. Empty road in a forest. 170. Damn. How many are in a set? Dark gray streak across a dark green landscape, presumably a forest at night. The gray streak is likely to be a road due to its location, color, and its way its width reduces in line with perspective. Note, a small white shape on the road could be a page of writing by Alan Wake. Relevant teams have been formed and are searching for the site now to attempt page retrieval. 524. A crescent shape on black canvas. Curved yellow shape on a roughly crescent shape painted onto an otherwise empty canvas. Possibly a crescent moon or banana. Unfinished piece. So many. So many. I'm not reading all of that. Another... You know, I could have tried the password before, but...
That's not right.
Yeah, didn't think it was, but... Well, they're all important dates. Hold on. Hold on. There's so many numbers in this one as well. $42, $169, $170, $24. It's interesting. Only like the last numbers are bolded on these, so I don't know how to know which one's important. Come back. All right, let's go in the creepy door. Get brained. Anyway. 9/14/23. I made that reservation for our anniversary, which I certainly never forgot was a week from this Friday. Oop. Damn it. Keep touching my mouse. This Friday. So 9/14/23. What was Friday? On. It's probably just easier if I do this. So, September 2023, week from this Friday, which would be the 22nd, 9/22/23. Today's password. I maintain that seeing a movie together does not begin a relationship. Today's password is the date of our special unforgettable anniversary, plus brown shape with horns. Love you. 44 is right. So I guess you're telling me you don't know when our anniversary is. Well, good luck with that. Farmers are losing. A big surprise. Bet Diana Juden set Jules' background a big old turd or something. See, on making their shitty marriage to everyone else's problem. Password you sent didn't work. Black Void is 44, right? From the list of Lane's paintings. I need to get in, or this is going to be a total waste of a Wednesday. Black Void is 44. That would... Black Void is 44. Our anniversary is the base numbers. So their anniversary is 922. 922:44. Oh, that was... I didn't have to look at the... Didn't have to pull up a calendar because they did it for me.
Damn it.
Nah, it's not it. Yeah, a week from this Friday, which would, if it was written on the 14th, that would put it to 22, or put it at the 22nd. 9/22/23, or 9/22. Yeah, the 15th, which is weird. It says a week from this Friday. Did you just say tomorrow? Oh, today's password is unforgettable anniversary 9/22 plus brown shape with horns. My bad. So 09/22 and then whatever brown shape with horns happen to be. Nope, not that. 25. 9/22/25.
And there.
Lockdown lifted. You are now safe to resume working.
Definitely safe to return work.
Estevez, come in. Facility. Sublevel 1. You copy?
No, turn back. Area is extremely hostile.
Yeah.
Fucking radios. They're on floor 1. I'll need help.
They're about to have a bad time. Why did you not get stunned? God, alright, this is extremely awkward. Hold up. Bullshit. I get that we're dealing with the supernatural here. But, you take a shotgun to the chest, you're having a bad time. ATD progress. Overlap between tone and style. Merge. Dark. Truth. Pond. Compressibility F. Style F. Tone D. Content. Okay, so we're literally training a model here. Yeah, we're getting better. We're getting better. Yeah, and then we get much better. You don't have a penguin for dark scream, whatever the fuck else it said. Unbelievable. Can I whip a hand? Hold on. Alright, listening to this is gonna be kind of terrible. Oh, see batteries. Need those. Can I just pop a hand flare in? That since I have a little bit of a surplus. Don't know where you came from. Everything's fine. I'm not sure where that second wave came from. I mean, probably because I popped the door, but we're the way out of here. Maybe I should run back to the safe haven. Just to take the edge off. Also, now we're covered in paint. I just noticed that before. It's an interesting and fun touch to this. Did I accidentally figure something out by, what you calls it? By throwing the flare early? Like it triggered that whole combat sequence early? That's funny. I did. That's it. I'm out. Got paint on my FBC jacket. Unbelievable. Yeah, I don't have level 3 clearance yet. There's one computer near Booker that subject writing must feature Darkness, Water, Marmont's Lake House Conflict. I thought you said feet. It's a bridge too far. If I did, it wasn't. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I did. I don't think I did. Maybe Retrieval Order does it have any numbers on it? Not really. Hey, man. No, you're just chilling? Okay. Cool. Very cool. I don't see any bolded dates on this. Maybe we'll come back to that one later. All right. Anyway, we need to get to Sublevel 1. Eventually. But not before we pilfer all of the goodies here. Readings collected over the last 48 hours show a rising increase in activity stemming from the Cauldron Lake threshold. I think we already read this. Let's see. Highest recorded reading exceeded the safety limit, necessitating a general alert and requesting assistance from the assigned AWE response team. However, no alert or contact made with external teams has been made for the recent amendments to this procedure. As specified, the monitoring team will not take no action until sign-off from either Dr. Marmont or Dr. Marmont has been received. Considering the rate of escalation, the recent data indicates, monitoring team strongly recommends the AWE response team be contacted immediately. Harris Cruz, lead threshold analyst. Well, yeah, shit's happening. Where I came in. I can't remember which rooms were open at the beginning and which ones were part of the lockdown. I think it was like everything. Oh. Team notice. As you may know, a valued member of our project was recently assigned off of Project Arbutus. Carla Livingston's designs and engineering expertise were a key part of the creation of the ATDs. Their contributions to the project cannot be overstated. The project team should be rest assured that their reassignment was an error that should be corrected soon. Dr. Marmont would like to remind all the team members that any records or assignments from Jules have no bearing on Arbutus staff and should be ignored. Thank you for your attention. Just having an entire fight. Dragging the whole office into it. Hello. Behind me. Background report. Rudolph Lane. 2010. Lane was inadvertently involved in AWE 35 while residing at the Cauldron Lake Lodge, where he lived under the care of Dr. Emil Hartman, CK 74WA004. More information regarding his crimes and arrest. Lane was seriously injured during the AWE. He received medical care in Seattle for 2 months, during which time he was questioned and cleared by FBC staff. After the Cauldron Lake Lodge was seized and closed by the FBC, Lane moved to Watery, Washington, where he currently resides. Recent surveillance confirmed he has no known personal relationships or affiliation with paranatural groups. As requested, the observation team has confirmed that Lane continues to paint as of date of this report. Interesting. So basically, there was nothing in here other than that that log, which is unfortunate because I used a lot of pistol ammo on that dude. Don't touch, but I want to. Now, he could have busted through the door anyway as I was trying to get to the elevator.
My team was on Sublevel 1.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
knew they were in danger. The Marmonts turned innocent people into tools.
The painted
using
monsters
the
on
FBC's authority.
Level 1.
They thought they were untouchable out here, hidden away in the woods. No. Actions have consequences. And I'm the consequences.
Sublevel 1.
Oh, that was Jules.
Jules Marmont killed my team. He was taken by the Shadow. I'm sorry.
Well, this doesn't really solve anything for
I
me.
should get that gun while I'm up here.
Oh yeah, I do have level 2 clearance now.
That name is not very scientific.
I think it's along, like, the straight back or to the left. That's right here. Oh, fuck off. I knew it. That's why I quick saved. I was trying to check my corners. I probably have to lead it away. We'll see. The painting controls are back for this way. Can you fuck off, please? Thank you. Oh, not this one. I'm not quick saving right this second.
I mean, that name is not very scientific. I mean, who came up with that?
No way. No. You dummy. Just close the door. Can we not close the door? Thank you. Thanks for putting your post-it note there. Reassignment. Yep, Carly got reassigned. We know that. Missing Blackrock. Security reminder. Payday. Alright, I guess that's why they just kind of gave me that one for free. Progress update number 5. Got the firing mechanism working. It's, well, sorry. Throwing the chest projectiles a good distance. Turned out pretty nicely. The fittings between the grenade launcher and custom components are a bit loose. No proper lathe here, but at least it works. Now I need some actual Blackrock for the tests. I know there's some on Sublevel 5, but the acting inventory supervisor doesn't get access to that floor. So I need Blackrock to power the gun. Which means it'll be very, very sparingly used.
There was a crack in the lake house. The Marmonts had let the lake in, but the water could not flow.
I'm not. Wake's already read that out before, so I don't need to do it again.
Okay, this should get me down to Sublevel 5. And this should get me past any other problems.
Charge the Blackrock launcher by holding it on right trigger. Charge shots go farther and deal more damage on impact. Fun. Oh, this is the door that was open on the side. Makes sense. You just gonna fake it out in the painting, or what? I guess.
Finally! Something works on these bastards.
Nice. I see that one. Was there a... I'm trying to remember. Is there a level 3 on this door, on this floor, or is this, it might have been on the level that I was just on. Oh, you almost got me. If none of you could come after me, that'd be great. Scene. Oh, do I need to do this for the elevator? I probably do. It's like a blunderbuss of sorts. Alright, now I feel confident enough. Quick save. Shift the doors one more time. Hopefully that was the right choice. Alright, I don't want to go to Sublevel 5 yet. I can't remember if it's 2 or 3.
The Shadow had changed Jules Marmont into a hostile, paranatural entity. That made everything simpler. No arrest, no paperwork. I could put him down like the monster he was.
Do you have a point?
Sublevel 2.
See any red? I do. That's seek shelter. That might be our winner right there.
Lane was found dead in his cell this morning. It's an unfortunate setback. But when a door is closed, a window is opened. I believe that's the saying. Lane may be gone, but he left us with a goodbye present. A final piece of art. This piece is different. It's raw emotion, pure truth. He put everything he had into this one. Literally. Every reading we take is off the charts. This is what we have been waiting for. It is the key. I will achieve what no one has before me. Not darling, that arrogant shit. Not my selfish harpy or the wife.
So, we have a painter and a painting that can talk. Clearly connected. But Lane was dead before any of this even happened.
Or was he?
I never needed any of it. The fools will finally see me for the genius I am.
Am I gonna come out of the wall too? I said I knew one of them was. That's why I had to position myself in the corner. You. Nothing. Of course. Interview room. Project Remna staff. Status of the Project Arbitus. Side of research at the lake house, it is important that I am informed of all proceedings at this facility. As the other Dr. Marmon is failing to provide me details about her team's progress, I ask that you all seek information from members of her team. Anyone who comes to me with details about Project Arbitus' current progress will be rewarded. Bribes. Alright, cool. So that wasn't really for a whole lot, but you know what? Lore. So Booker's kind of in the safest place right now. I'm an idiot. I didn't see the post-it note the last time. We can have gossip calls, promise. Hold on, let's go backward. Holy shit. Jules sent him asking us to spy on his wife's project. Remember when we just made fun of his stupid project names and science factoids? Simpler times. He really did that? Diana's gonna slit his throat if he finds out. Two are such a hot mess. I got drinks with Perry last night and told me that Jules is withholding wake pages from Diana's team. He told her that we went missing. Crazy shit. Paul mentioned you two were thinking about asking for transfer. You'd really leave me here all alone? Can have weekly gossip calls, promise. Okay. Again, the ones that they just give you for free are kind of for fun. So where's the elevator? Our objective is to go to sublevel 5, but 4 might be the one we want to actually go to. So what am I doing? Or did the elevator move on me? I need that. I need that right away. Smiley face. There's our elevator. Alright, well, we get jumped. Are we kind of considering this floor secure? Yeah, I'm just gonna take them all in order. Map updated. Point of interest on level 2 that I've missed.
Not level 4.
Oh. This is not level 4.
The Marmonts were holding a painter here. Rudolph Lane. Does that ring a bell?
The shape of a man.
I think you are, or were, Rudolph Lane.
Himself! A self-portrait! Make them see!
Look, I might be able to help you. But I need information, cooperation.
No brush! Just himself!
Okay, so it is Lane. Probably painted himself in blood.
Rudolph Lane was dying. Both murderer and victim. Red hues ran down his hands. Was it scarlet or cadmium? Too vivid to be maroon. Names don't matter, he decided. Color was pure. Inspiring. For the first time in years, he wanted to paint. A self-portrait. To say goodbye. No. To make them remember. To make them see what they did. He slapped his hands against the wall to steady himself. He began from there. No brush. Just himself. The strokes were crude. Violent. The pain, misery, and hate he'd endured there. The fire in his eyes and hands and bones all spread into the shape of a man. It was quick. Natural. Like a heart attack. He slumped down to the floor, smiling at the anger he left smeared across the wall.
Yep. So, can I go to the real level 4, or is it just this?
Sublevel 4.
Where'd the elevator go?
Research archives. Please wait here. It is really convenient. And I mean this in a good way, like how well Alan Wake and Control fit together. Wonder how far along it was planned. Take a grenade. 2 shots in my Blackrock launcher. Anything else? And open that. Empty locker. Of course.
Come on.
Navigate the archives. You know what? I'll take this over the Duke's archives, okay?
Okay, Blackrock powder.
Yes, please.
Keep an eye out for more of these.
Good for killing painted things. Probably not so good for snorting. You never know. An empty trunk. I will say one thing is that it's good that the walls are not painted here. As he says, as he finds a painted wall. You gonna pop out at me? I say, if they're giving me Blackrock powder, I know what's gonna happen. Yep. You know what? I'm just gonna get our... Yep. I didn't see that one. Fuck off. Anybody else? While we're at it. I thought it was like a Bigfoot reference right there. Might be.
Diana sat in her office. A weak desk light kept the darkness around her at bay. The silence of the archive suited her. She scowled.
Alright, there's too many sound effects. Let me... scour a bit more. Come back. Shadows. Don't mind. No. Like, I wanted to listen to what Wake had to say, but I don't want to get jumped at the same time. Because it's like, when you're reading something otherwise, you're not paused.
A weak death light kept the darkness around her at bay. The silence of the archive suited her. She scowled at a series of graphs when the room turned red. Alarms blared. Breach detected. Then the walls of the archives rumbled. A tremor in the bones of the facility. One by one, the red lights went dark as a wave of nothing poured in from all sides. Diana stood, but there was nowhere to run. The sheer depth of the darkness terrified her. She realized they had done this. Her and Jules. Their ambition. Their hatred. Her desk lamp flickered. In the brief moment before it all went dark, she thought of Jules' smile.
Well, well, well. It isn't the consequences of their own actions. Alright. I might get immediately murked by one of the shaded. Or painted. Could be either. Oh shit. I hear somebody else. Okay, some healing would be nice. Ask and you shall receive. Although every time I heal, I immediately get hit again within an inch of my life. But this is the path I've chosen for myself. Thank you, Nightmare Difficulty. You are living up to your billing. Okay. Maybe. And any more? Just diligently checking my corners here. At least trying to. Told you I would summon him eventually? Indeed it did. Howdy, Yuho. That sweet, sweet black rock powder. I just messed my time zones is all. No worries. I'm in the... It's also 5 a.m. I need to get ready for work. Be right back. Boo. But understandable. Am I backtracking? I am backtracking because... the Sasquatch one. It's all a big maze. Yeah, getting here was progress. Shifting geometry bullshit. I could not agree more. Feels like we're getting warmer. You're not going to pop out of a wall here, are you? I said you're not going to pop out of a wall, are you? Alright. Let's make sure we reload this. Okay. Getting shadows or are we getting painted? Yeah, can't go in any of these because it's all... You know what, let's just sprint. Looks nice and bright over here. And get a little song. I'm always afraid that it's gonna be copyright material, that it's gonna get muted or claimed. I can't stop it anyway, so. Oh well, let's just start reading. Project Arbitus, the definition of art, a study by Diana Marmont, PhD. To truly comprehend the threshold within Cauldron Lake, we must first understand its attraction to art. However, even the definition of art is as varied as the range of crafts that fall under the name. To that end, we must open a track of research dedicated to defining and quantifying art, ultimately rendering the concept into a unit of measurement. To begin, let's not try to understand humanity's definition of art, but rather Cauldron Lake's preferences. Past cases of Cauldron Lake's threshold affecting reality have centered on writing. Cinematography is also suspected, though not directly confirmed. Zane, 1970. What about other mediums? We will need to test the viability of painting, poetry, music, photography, sculpting, dance, and so on. Not to mention the myriad of genres or methods within each medium. And what is it about crafts outside of the most common artistic expression? Does any act of creation on a high level of expertise merit the title of art? Baking, woodworking, etc.? What about non-physical mediums? Why is music and art and philosophy is not? Does something become art due to its medium or its quality, or perhaps simply through the intent of expression? Or an equation made up of all three? What would be the order of importance? What thresholds must each factor reach for the equation to succeed? Clearly, there is much to determine. We must begin on developing the methodology using a vast range of arts and general creative endeavors, both physical and mental. Then find a way to test their potential connection to Cauldron Lake's threshold. Cauldron Lake is an enigma, with many layers to pull away if we are to understand what and ultimately bring it under control. Work will take years. Follow-up reports. On the morning of Redacted, a musician held at the lake house for research purposes was discovered missing from her cell. Security footage of the cell from the night before was damaged by an electrical interference of undetermined nature. Redacted, known professionally as Redacted, had produced a song called 6 Deep Breaths during her time at the lake. They used Poe, I think, is the artist. If I remember correctly. Anyway, Anyway, the song 60 Breath was considered very promising as research material by Dr. Marmont, and Dr. Marmont Redacted somehow used her song to orchestrate her escape. Efforts to find Redacted were brief, with any wider search considered an unacceptable risk to the Lake House's mandate of confidentiality. Action be taken. 8. An investigation is currently ongoing as to whether any staff in the Lake House were involved in the disappearance of Redacted. An investigation is currently ongoing as to whether the subject used the song they recreated as a redacted means of escape. All material related to and work produced by Redacted will be stored in the archive for future reference. Online checks for the public reappearance of Redacted are to be performed weekly. Known web addresses associated with Redacted in the past, known addresses of para-utilitarian/AWE activity. This houseofdreams.blogspot.com. Redacted. SirenSociety.io. Redacted. Blessed. Redacted. Etc. The up-to-date whole list referred to Redacted.
September 13th, 2023. Notes regarding the concept of the tortured artist. A romanticized image of the sensitive artistic temperament, yes. But there may be truth in the cliche. It's no secret Rudolph Lane has been unhappy here for years. But the aggregate data shows his art's viability score trending upward over time. If Jules hadn't neglected to hold regular psychological exams, then we could have quantified the subject's emotional state, creating a sort of distress rating to compare against the art's score. I'll make this a sub-goal of my study of Edward Booker. Once we set the variables and establish a control reading of his art and mental state, then we can begin inducing negative emotion. Limited food and water, perhaps. An increasingly tight living space. This is how Jules lost his subject, though. Need to be careful not to leave any sharp objects in Booker's cell.
Yeah. Both of you were terrible. I hate to say it. I actually don't hate to say it. I regret to inform you that you're both awful.
The lake house was underwater. The Marmont's ambitions had finally been realized. Jules had dangled the painting like a lure and hooked an ocean. Their machines couldn't hold it. A fault in the system. The water rushed in, filled it until it was ready to burst. All their successes and failures had led them here. The work had made them into monsters. But the lake house was still theirs. It always would be. They could feel an outsider trespassing in their labs. "I know you're here," they called out to the dark. They hunted floor by floor. They wouldn't let the intruders stop their progress. This was their home. Their beloved tomb beneath the waves.
Password 685298. People need to quit leaving their passwords on their post-it notes. Abandoned project. Archived. Hello, Dr. Marmont. I've received a formal complaint about Jules' behavior. You claim he is mostly keeping research material away from your team, but he says you have simply been misplaced. I understand you're frustrated, but I recommend giving this team a week or so to find the pages and return them to your team. If this issue persists, at that point, let's discuss your desire to escalate this issue. Does that sound agreeable? All right. All right. Trying to go from first ones. Letter from Darling, archived. Just received a letter from Darling about a request you made to bring in live subjects. What were you thinking? Do you know how that looks? What did he say? What, is it approved? No, he refused. You know protocol does not allow this sort of thing. And he says he will be making a trip to the lake house to check in on us soon. Like we're children. This is very bad for our reputation, Diana. Please, if you have an idea like this, come to me first, Jules. And project, archive. Diana, consider the details on the new page we have found. I believe we need to abandon the research in Alan Wake's writing. We must not endanger our staff. Back to from Diana. Don't pretend like you're worried about them, Jules. You're just looking out for your own ass. The fact that the pages are detailing future events means they are the correct method. We have to learn how to harness their power and just dictate events to meet our goals, not wakes, whatever those may be. ATDs are producing better and better results. We just need to keep doing the work. No, Diana, I'm looking at the page right now. Constant imbalance, out of control, a crack in the lake house. If we continue this research, we will lose our facility. Perhaps more than that. What's the point of succeeding if we're dead? I'm ahead of research here, and I forbid you from proceeding. Damn, it's getting worse. Lake house is very good so far. Yeah, I can't shut the radio off. It was worse. Like, when I was listening to the tape recorder that's on the other side of the room, they kept jumping up and down between, like, I don't know if I could point. Like, it would just be, like, from here to here to here to here. Yeah, you can't shut Poe off. I know. Figure not. You can't forbid anything. You are not going to keep me from the most important work of my life. You're too much of a coward to keep pushing ahead. I'll finish what we set out to do here alone. You have plenty of ongoing lines of research. I suggest you pick one and leave Wake's writing to me. You always needed me more than I needed you. Goddamn. Shit got personal. Alright, I think we read everything in here, so. This is gonna send me back. Hopefully this takes me back to the beginning. That would just be really nice. Yeah. All right. Question is, where the fuck's the elevator? All right, can I get back to the elevator easily from this without running back through the entire maze? It's funny that they wrote Poe into the story. Threshold study. Progress in the Lake House directive to understand and suppress the Cauldron Lake threshold has improved this year. Research areas of threshold energy detection and measurement have made great strides. See reports WY-113, WY-139, allowing us to work with the investigation department on the construction of an early warning system near the shore of Cauldron Lake. Exploring the relationship between the shadow and the source of light continues to be difficult without the active threshold manifestations to test against. Additional means of containment and offensive measures against the shadow have similarly been difficult to develop without an active AWE. Though theoretical research continues. Oh, darn, we don't have an active AWE event. Or AWE, sorry. Because event. It's like saying, like, pin number. Research into threshold suppressant techniques is ongoing, with no clear determination regarding their viability possible at this time. The team has been testing counter-frequency projection vicinity of Cauldron Lake per mandate B29 HED, with all findings being sent to Dr. Darling as requested. In summary, 2017 has been a successful year with further promising breakthroughs predicted for 2018. Research mandates. Before Dr. Darling was lost in the lockdown of the oldest house, he tasked the lake house with discovering the nature of the shadow and its ability to convert art into reality. During our diligent research into this phenomena, it has become clear that Darling was not dreaming big enough. Which leads us to the new goal of the lake house and its talented staff, to create a stable connection between Cauldron Lake Threshold and our own dimension. Threshold traversal has only ever been possible inside the oldest house, and occasionally during AWEs. Although this is often an involuntary process. Shadow's known attraction to art provides us the opportunity to create the world's first controlled bridge between dimensions that can safely be traversed in either direction. Laboratory will be built on Sublevel 5, where the experimentation related to linking with the threshold will be performed. This location will take full advantage of our proximity to Cauldron Lake. In this laboratory, we can simultaneously develop machinery that can connect with the AWE site in the lake and use art as the focal point to create the bridge. Precise methods are yet to be determined. though teams will soon be formed to explore processes involving art as a dimensional anchor, reality manipulation via art, and machine-assisted coupling. Oh wait, did I just not see this? Never mind. I'm stupid. I'm just running past it. Got it. God damn it. I spoke it into existence. Because I didn't run close enough to that. I just didn't see it. Well, the elevator's still not there. So just kidding. Guess we go back into the Poe room. Because it did look a little bit different now. There's also a screen in there with a Darling video, I think.
He booked the lab. Some big experiment tomorrow.
This doesn't look like
I can't
his
find the
style.
details anywhere.
Different artist.
That bastard is hiding them. All those years, he steals credit from my ideas and my work, and now he's scared of being plagiarized? Oh, that is really fucking rich, Jules. Oh, and he's reportedly misplaced the manuscript pages I need for my work. Suddenly, the exact pages that I need to reference have just vanished. He is actively impeding critical bureau research. I mean, if he can do that, then what is stopping me from going down to that lab? And I don't know, just inverting the amplifiers or misaligning the receivers or both. It's the same thing in principle.
Somehow I'm thinking she may have done that. Alright, do we have anything else to find, or are these all the same notes? From Dr. Hasper Darling. Something gets you started. Couldn't stop thinking about this new direction for the lake house after I got back to New York. I hope pivoting to researching Threshold's redacted reality manipulation effect wasn't too much of a shock for you. Seemed like your work on containment was stalling, so I decided you could all use a fresh start. Here's something to get you started. Some drawings made by a certain redacted a while back, files 6D001, 6D004, on an attached envelope. Test for any reaction they may trigger with the shadow. Still don't like how unscientific that name is. You can designate the artist as P6. God damn it! There's your control hook. Expect regular updates. Go team.
A light switch cord. Quick lesson on light switch cords. If you find one, pull it 3 times.
I was way ahead of you. Let me pull it the 3rd time. Ah, there we
The
go.
Ocean View Motel is a dimensional intersection. The doors from the lobby can lead anywhere. But I didn't end up in the lobby this time, which was definitely unusual. Panopticon? But the Panopticon isn't.
Uh-huh. Yes, it is. Hi, Dylan.
I'm Agent Kiran Estevez, Federal Bureau of Control. Identify yourself.
quiet.
Who are you?
It's been a long time since I've seen anyone.
This is an FBC containment unit. Why is the Bureau detaining you?
I'm where I belong.
Everyone I meet here is either a painting or a paracriminal.
There's a sign over there for the Panopticon. The Panopticon's only in New York, in HQ. Is this the oldest house?
I think that's where I am.
So you are inside the oldest house. Is anyone else alive?
I can't.
It's a waste of time. Hey, this is important. FBC
Yeah, Estevez isn't
went
quite getting
dark
it.
4 years ago.
4 years.
What
Yeah.
exactly happened in there?
We were attacked. No, no, not again. Not yet. No, 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 no.
Not again?
Hey.
Oh, really?
Stay with me. Stay with me.
Okay.
Only thing I don't like is he's like weak in this version. I'm struggling to remember the very end of the game a little bit. Cause you're kind of just left, it just ends basically. Yeah. So, we'll see. He has hair now too, and a beard.
What attacked the oldest house? I need to know.
Something's changing. Outside. Can you feel it? I can hear it. It's getting worse. You can't stay, can you?
Hold on. I need to know if it...
Tell Jesse I tried. I really did.
Is that really the oldest house? Felt wrong somehow. At least my voice is back to normal.
And there's your tease. All right, floor number 5 of the lab. I don't like how I did him in this, but it can be redeemed. Yeah, we're along for the ride.
Oh, Jesus. 1, 2, 3.
Sublevel 5.
6.
Yeah. How many? I have 2 shells. Please give me more. Thank you. This is fine. She got a Poe in her now. She always did. She did it at the very beginning as well, before we even found it.
The Marmots had opened the door into Cauldron Lake's threshold. It was forced. It was unstable. Shutting the experiment down was the only option.
Oh. Jesus. Calm the fuck down. I think I dodged that, but okay. Whoosh. Woo. Woo.
Good idea. Where'd she go?
I see you. I need more ammo if it's around here. Painted? Okay. Let's relax. Alright, I have an ammo situation. I don't know, maybe Blackrock works against her. Can I ignite the fucking flare? Clearly that don't matter. This is what I expect for putting in on Nightmare. The dodging is just okay. I was on the ground and I got clotheslined. that hits me. Okay. Where's our painted friend at? There you are. Easy there. Ow. Fair enough. That was a new attack. We're learning little by little here. Yeah, it was, getting hit on the first go is set up for failure. I just don't know if I need to hit her with a black rock launcher or not, because I don't want to waste the shells. I need to dodge like later, maybe? So just keep this post in between. It's a good idea. Alright, she moved. Ow. I don't really want to reload this gun. Wait, is she painted now? No. Just kidding. I, for some reason, just didn't touch. Yeah.
Threshold's about to fracture. Where'd she go?
So you shouldn't be able to hit me from directly below. That works. Pull the lever.
I know what the Marmonts did to you, to Rudolph Lane. I will do whatever I can to make sure this kind of thing doesn't happen again.
The putrid weight he could never wash away.
The Marmonts are dead. I don't know if that's any sort of consolation, but it's done. The threshold is tearing itself apart. I need to shut this down. Look, I'm sorry. I know you didn't make a choice here. It's not fair, but I have to shut this threshold down before it fractures.
Had to be done.
Agent Estevez stood in the forest just outside of Bright Falls. She watched her team detain Alan Wake and Ilmo Koska, stuffing them into black SUVs. She realized this was the moment Wake had been writing in the vision she had seen. The story was coming true. She pushed the thought out of her head. It had been a good tip, a way to find Wake. Nothing more.
Alan Wake!
After the threshold event collapsed, I was back at Cauldron Lake. But for a moment, I was somewhere else. I saw Alan Wake there. He was writing about me finding him in Bright Falls, in the woods. It was a good tip. I called the surviving members of my team, and I told them to meet me there. You know, these cases, they never get less ambiguous or easier. This one, this was tough. Because protocol says entities like the Taken are monsters, threats. But the Marmonts were monsters way before the Shadow got to them. So at the end of the day, what's the difference?
End of chapter. That brings us to the end of DLC 2. Both DLCs are complete at this point. So Night Springs was... How do I describe Night Springs? It just seems like Remedy just... Like, we have characters, we're going to use them, we're going to screw around. Obviously, Shawn Ashmore appears in there. You have Courtney Hope, obviously... reprising their roles as, you know, Remedy characters. So it was more fun than, like, trying to, like, add any depth to the story, and obviously the one with Rose as well. So, like, it was silly, it was fun, it was super short, but, yeah, it was just kind of a fun, I don't want to say throwaway. Because, like, it's weird. It's recontextualizing into, okay, you can play each of these within the game now. Like, they're just an aside you can do, you know, while you're playing the game. It would be a nice change of pace. But coming into them after the fact, I feel like it was kind of, I don't know. I would say it was just Night Springs as a whole was just okay for me. It was fun. Like, Rose's thing just blast everything. Like, I never got to do this at all during the game because I'm always constantly worrying about my ammo count. You know, it's like, screw it, shoot everything. All that. The second one, I don't know, it's kind of weird because, like, okay, so I look at it this way. Like, you use Jesse Faden as a character, but it was basically just like you're playing as Saga. There wasn't much to it other than, you know, Polaris leading you around. And then, obviously, you have Timebreaker. It was fun. It was silly. It jumps all over the place. You know, like, culminating in, like, a text adventure at one point. Like, it just seemed like it was Remedy having fun. Like, some of their weird ideas that maybe either didn't make it in the game or just thought, like, hey, this would be really cool if we did this. That's what Night Springs felt like. It felt more experimental than anything. So, had I played it, I think I would have liked it a little bit more if I had played it within the context of the game. It wasn't bad by any stretch. It was just different. For the Lake House, I very much enjoyed the Lake House. It kind of was the best of both worlds in terms of Control and Alan Wake. For all of the kind of survival horror elements that the base game has, I feel like the Lake House almost went a little harder. Also, while being, you know, in FBC universe. So yeah, I enjoyed the Lake House immensely more, just because it fit into the story of Alan Wake 2, and it wasn't just like a random. Lake House was very tense at moments. Like, it didn't come right out and scare. It, like, I don't know. For most games, I don't get outright, like, frightened at them. But I do enjoy, like, that feeling of tension, like something's gonna pop out at me. That's still fun. And then, you know, blasting it to Kingdom Come, of course. I said all Remedy DLC is some kind of... That's okay. It's fine. They can do whatever the fuck they want with the DLC. But it was good. I don't care. They took 5 minutes out of that DLC for it to be a teaser. Not even. Because Estevez being in the story and hunting down an event, you know, I don't know, AWE type event, sure. Totally fine. Makes sense. Not like AWE and Control being a full teaser for Alan 2. Yeah, that's what I was saying earlier. I liked that DLC, though. I don't care if they want to make a DLC, and since all the universe is kind of connected, if they want to just keep doing that back and forth, I don't care. Because that was probably the DLC that out of the DLCs for Control, AW is the one I enjoyed more. So it's like, well, I guess I like the ones with teasers in them. I don't mind it one bit. Yeah, I enjoyed both the DLCs. Obviously, if I'm picking favorites, it's the Lake House by a lot. It's my favorite child. It's by a lot. Overall, good. I'm glad we got to close the book on Alan Wake 2. After a couple of years, I finally, you know, I'm glad I thought of it and just finally forced myself to come back. It was a nice little revisit.